Welcome to downtown Phoenix, everybody. My name is Mike Petraglia, joined this time for Super Bowl 49 coverage by Ryan Hannable, a WEEI.com contributor. All right, Ryan, the big story of the day continues to be Tom Brady's health. He did say on Thursday morning, in speaking to us about 15 miles south of here in Chandler, Arizona, at the team's Super Bowl headquarters, that he's feeling pretty good. He's getting better and better, and he insists he'll be 100% ready by Super Bowl Sunday when they take on the Seattle Seahawks. Your impressions of how Tom Brady looks, how he sounded, and if Patriot fans should still be concerned?
Well, he looks good as always, but he did sound a little congested today, and he's battling a cold. He said that his family back home had it, so he had it before he came out here. He said it was actually good that he had it earlier in the week as opposed to the end of the week. And as we saw in the practice report yesterday, he was a full participant in practice, and Belichick told the pool reporter that he didn't miss any snaps, so I don't think it's that big of a deal. I mean, he's Tom Brady. A cold's not going to prohibit him from doing anything in the game on Sunday.
And the one other thing that he also mentioned was it was great to get around and really run around and practice on Wednesday. The Patriots on the field for the first time on Wednesday, actually using the Cardinals training facility. And he said he had no problem moving around. He felt good. Danny Amendola said the same thing. Amendola is also under the weather. But again, Amendola was one of those players who said it was great to get back on the field and get that feeling of having a good practice. Why is that so important? Well, as our colleague Christopher Price pointed out on Wednesday, the last time they were here, it was not a good week of practice. A lot of players after the fact, after they lost Super Bowl 42, said it wasn't a crisp week. Vince Wilfork was one of those players. This time around, though, in talking to a lot of players on Wednesday and again today, Thursday, they're saying they're feeling a much different feel, a vibe about practice starting with Wednesday.
Yeah, they seem to be in a great mood this week. I think they're excited to get out here to Arizona and get away from the snow back home in Foxborough and get acclimated to the sights in Arizona and get ready for the game. I mean, the players seem relaxed but focused at the same time. They weren't tense all week. They seemed relaxed, and they took the media's attention and questions in stride. And I think they seem ready for the game, and they're in a good place come Sunday.
A lot of players in the ballroom of the Sheridan Wild Horse Pass in Chandler were making jokes, as you said, and really laughing. One of the guys that really stuck out to me this morning was Brandon LaFell, and he has been regarded as one of those receivers, the forgotten one, as you wrote earlier in the week on WEEI.com. And he said, you know what, when I asked him about that story and about being kind of the forgotten one, he said, that's fine with me. I know my job will come on Sunday.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's been a huge part in the offense, and talking to other players and even his wide receivers coach, they talked about how much value he's provided to the offense this season, and giving Tom another guy to throw to besides Rob Gronkowski and Julian Edelman. You know, you see defenses often double-team Gronk or even Edelman for that matter, and forcing Tom to go other guys, where in the past he's kind of struggled to find another guy that he can depend on. And LaFell's really emerged this year as that guy. And Brady, along with Belichick, have talked about LaFell's toughness, and he's really come along this year and been that guy that Tom Brady and the offense have needed to succeed, and I'm sure he'll play a big role come Sunday night.
And it's no mistake, certainly, and it's not coincidental that this Patriot offense really took off when Brady started really integrating LaFell into the offense around week 4, week 5, when they started really getting on fire against the Bengals and then the Bills.
Yeah, he said even in the Kansas City game, in the week 4 blowout loss, even though they got blown out, for him personally, that was the game that turned the corner for him. He scored 2 touchdowns in that game, and I think that was the first game that he actually got significant playing time, and the coaches shown that their belief in him and that he could be trusted. And over the first 2 weeks of the season, he got no passes thrown to him, no targets. So that game against Kansas City week 4, although didn't turn out well for the Patriots team, turned out pretty well for LaFell.
All right, let's move on to another controversy here in Phoenix, and it has nothing to do, thank God, with deflated footballs. It actually has to do with fire alarms going off. The fire alarms have been going off at the Patriot Complex in Chandler in the middle of the night, Tuesday and Wednesday nights. Went off last night in the middle of the evening, but the Patriot players say they've been sleeping right through it. Tom Brady said, I didn't hear a thing. I kept sleeping. I guess that's a good sign that I'm getting my sleep and getting better. But a couple of the other Patriot players also told me they are not hearing it. Well, come to find out that the fire alarm testing had been going on in a different wing of the hotel, so it really doesn't impact the Patriots. So hopefully that puts a little bit of the controversy to bed, because people are going to be wondering come Super Bowl Sunday if the Patriots don't look sharp. They'll look for any reason possible, and certainly not getting your sleep in the middle of the week when you need a full week of preparation could come into play. Any possibility that this will get blown out of proportion, though?
Zero. I mean, we were out there. It's like it's a mansion. There's, buildings and buildings next to each other and next to each other in different wings and such.
Very sprawling.
Yes. So there's no chance. You have to believe the players. They definitely did not hear these alarms. They're probably off, secluded, the furthest building or wing away from everything. So this isn't a big deal. The players said it themselves. There's no reason for us not to trust them. They did not hear these alarms, and it's not going to be an excuse come Sunday.
All right, the Patriots really didn't address Deflategate on Thursday. There were very precious few questions, as we said, thank goodness. But that doesn't mean the story is going to take a back seat here at the Super Bowl. On Thursday, we're going to have Troy Vincent speaking, along with Dean Blandino, the Director of NFL Officiating, here in Phoenix. That will be followed by Commissioner Roger Goodell's State of the League address on Friday. And that is always a big topic of conversation for all issues, all matters NFL related. Well, obviously the number one issue right now at the top of the list is how this controversy is hanging over everybody's head at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, tomorrow will be interesting for sure. I mean, obviously the big topic of conversation with Goodell is going to be Deflategate, and it'll be interesting to see what he has to say, because he hasn't come out himself with a statement or even shown his face in front of the camera. So this is his first time to address the matter. And it'll be interesting to see what exactly he says, or even if he doesn't say anything at all and just says, other guys in the league have addressed it, and it'll be talked about after the Super Bowl. So tomorrow should be interesting, but we'll see when it comes.
Well, and also I would expect, Ryan, for Roger Goodell to be asked first and foremost about how this has affected his relationship with Robert Kraft.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Monday night when the team first arrived here, Kraft, made probably one of the biggest statements he's ever made as Patriots owner, and really stood by his team, and standing by his team went against the league and Goodell. And as we know in the past, Goodell and Kraft have had a good relationship, and it's interesting to see just what Kraft's statements will do to that relationship.
It will be very much indeed interesting to see how that all unfolds here on Friday, right behind us at the Phoenix Convention Center, home of the NFL media headquarters for Super Bowl 49. Today was the final day of player availability on the season. Players do not have access to the media on Friday or Saturday. Saturday is a walkthrough, and then of course the game on Sunday. Both teams' head coaches, Bill Belichick for the Patriots and Pete Carroll for the Seahawks, will be available in a joint news conference on Friday morning. That'll be a couple hours before Goodell addresses the media. So that's a wrap-up for Day 4 here in downtown Phoenix. Follow all of the coverage on WEEI.com. Myself, Ryan Hannable, and Christopher Price, along with Jerry Thornton and John Tomasi, giving you full team coverage of the Patriots and Seahawks in Super Bowl 49 on WEEI.com. Alongside Ryan Hannable, I'm Mike Petraglia in downtown Phoenix, WEEI.com.